space, aliens, fighting, space. In this brand new season of Vapor Wars, the TV show, you'll get all kinds of updates about the biggest game in space history. No refunds available at this time. It's time for...
Welcome to Vapor Wars. It is good to be back, isn't it?
We'd like to start today with an apology.
No need.
For last week's episode.
There is no need to apologise for last week.
Because the playtest was a failure, unfortunately.
It was so great to see a playtest
attempted
that was better than the first one. You know, that's what's important, is showing that we made progress and not sliding back down anything.
We disappointed the fans. We produced one of the worst episodes of this show that exists, with the exception maybe of season 2, episode 1. And
shit happens, but it's how you deal with it. Yeah. And I think what happened, it wasn't shit. It was just it wasn't things come out differently. Like a baby. You hold on to a baby for 9 months, and then when the baby comes out, maybe it's not what you were expecting.
Okay.
But you deal with it, You deal with the nappies, you deal with the screaming, the late nights, and Vapor Wars is very much like a baby. Like we're still in its infancy. And what you did to the game, what you did to the playtest, it's infanticide.
What did I do to the playtest?
You obviously blatantly sabotaged it.
How did I sabotage?
Before we even began the playtest, you got in on Tyler's computer and you were just bugging around.
I was just surveying bugs. Bugs' work just as I normally would. And I wouldn't even know how to...
Do you remember the last playtest?
I remember the last playtest.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm not sure what the last...
You've just come back. After all this time.
The big update was just a little spaceship.
I'm
not sure how I could have sabotaged Bugs.
But that being said, still a great
I wouldn't even... How would I even sabotage the game? Bugs? I wouldn't know the first thing.
Well, yeah, how would you?
How could I have done that?
I mean,
how'd you do it? What was the exact process, so I can tell people advice?
I don't know the exact, but theoretically, someone could delete the whole thing with one command code, which we probably should look into.
There's one button. There's like a kill switch.
Well, it's it's like a code.
Yeah. Well, I didn't kill the game, did I? So.
I mean, we probably should invest in a backup system in case something happens to it.
Don't need the space wasted.
It's money down the drain. Q&A. We're doing a Q&A.
That's right, we're doing a Q&A after a very successful playtest.
These questions came in before the playtest, so you don't get any disappointed reactions. I figured that would be a sort of fair and equitable way to do things.
Completely
agree. Of course, fans were very disappointed. It's good that we're agreeing. From We Are the Little Ones, one person, not we, so maybe I am the little ones, or maybe just your name. Please submit your name when you submit these questions. As game developers, how do you shape a collaborative and diverse workplace? I think I can field this one. As a woman in business, in design, in creativity, I think it's fair to say that we've incubated a really great space for up-and-coming, diverse participators in the game design sphere. And part of doing that is incubating an environment where everyone has their say, and every person on the project is diverse in some way, or not everyone, but almost everyone, and it's so important to have those flourishes of humanity within our production.
Yeah, because Vapor Wars, there's a lot of human characters in it. That's one of the best things about Vapor Wars, is that all the characters, they're three-dimensional. They're not perfect. They have flaws, and that's what makes them. But it's what makes them human. Even the aliens.
Okay, so I think we've answered. So this one is blank. So This is from Man Named Joe, 3001. The year is 2022, in case you didn't know. Joe. This is a question for Ethan. How do you juggle both directing and writing a game?
Whew, how do you juggle? That's a great question. I don't actually, it's not about juggling, because, juggling's for, circuses.
Clowns.
Yeah, and there's no clowns here, except one. And, you don't actually have to juggle. It's more like hula hooping. Imagine the hula hoop it's like all the titles. So like director, video game designer, good person. They're all on the one hula hoop, and it's just, you've got to get in the motion of sort of hip circling, so it's constantly going. And sometimes the hula hoop goes down to your ankles, but what you want to make sure doesn't happen is that the hula hoop stops. Doesn't matter if at one point you're something else or another. It's all the same hula hoop. You just gotta. It's all on the hips. It's all on the hips. But you know what's a really important thing about hula hooping? That nobody else comes near you when they hula hoop. Because if someone else comes with their hula hoop, i.e. Sophia here, her hula hoop's going to come in and it's going to completely knock yours out of its rotation. Completely sabotage that, and then everything is just at your knees, on the floor. It's like having your pants being pulled down, essentially. And that's embarrassing.
Well, that would be sexual harassment, and I wouldn't allow that on this site. Our next customer question comes from GGG, who asks, why is Ethan such an unbelievably bad writer? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for this to end up on the card.
I am the writer of Vapor Wars. What other writers have we got? Anyone else coming up with?
Well, I'm coming up with lines for the Vapor Lord.
I have taken inspiration from the Roman Empire. I've taken it from the Greek Empire. I've even gone as far back as
dead empires.
I've just gone far back. I've been analysing wars.
Yeah. Well, what's the earliest civilization?
It was 2000
know so much about
BC,
history.
Before Jesus, and that's true. That's fact.
Well, Jesus died. So that's the Q&A. I think we can agree that I didn't sabotage that or any other part of the project of the Vapor Wars show. And I think it's exciting that we can come together and look each other in the eye and shake hands in agreeing, in working out our differences, because that's what teamwork is about. So, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget, it's not too late to save Lester, our biggest fan, and he is sort of a hero in the same way of sort of war hero, like the Vapor Lord is. And that's the size of it. Thanks so much. We'll catch you next time on the Vapor Wars game show. Right, I don't want to deal with this, so this is your, just